guys, and welcome to another episode of Painting with Mr. Bates. This is going to be the starting of our second season of painting episodes here. You just caught me applying a coat of kind of a liquid clear that I've designed for acrylic use. And this one is basically made, got a little hair it's got on there. Get off there. This one is basically made from a mixture of the gloss medium, which is, it dries to a clear coat, so that's how we're going to get that clear finish to it. And I mixed in some of the retardant into it. It slows down the drying time. So I'm just going to apply this on here, and before we started this, we'll come on and we'll put a nice layer of a permanent black onto our canvas. I want to get a nice dark background to work with, as I'll put in my colors on to give me that nice background there to work with, and the colors to go on with. So this is a new mixture that I'm working with, so I'm really hoping that it works out for us. We'll see how it does. Just kind of going, get a nice little coat on here. Pull it down. Alright, let me tell you what we got going on today. Like I said, you see I've already put a nice dark background on here using a permanent black. And you can use permanent black or you can use black gesso. Either one will work. I use permanent black, so I don't have any black gesso right now. Permanent black will work fine. Black gesso just kind of goes on a little bit easier, and the drying time, it'll actually dry pretty good and gives you a good nice surface to go on. So, but the permanent black works. I just might have to go on a little bit heavier with the coating to make it go on good. And basically just kind of tapped in some designs using a 2-inch brush and went from there. So make sure we got a good dry brush here going. Colors today, I'm just going with a basic set of colors here. I have our titanium white, a bright green, a grass green, going a phthalo green, phthalo blue. We have a red ochre, a little bit of the Rains gray, and a burnt sienna. That's the colors we're going to be going with. And just really quickly tell you, for those of you that have joined us in the first season, with our first few videos, we were experimenting in the last part with some different cameras. I'm doing the same thing now. I'm experimenting with a couple of different cameras. So bear with me as we get this new season going. Working with one new camera, actually 2 different cameras, and they're not really new cameras, they're older cameras. I'm just working on a couple of different angles that we've been working on. So cross my fingers and hoping. So you may see this one set up to where we're going to have 2 different angles going, or it may be a one angle camera that would just stick with one camera. It depends on once I get in and start working on the editing. The other thing is the audio. I'm still working on the audio of this, so bear with me as I get everything set on this. So this one here today, just bear with me. This will either be a step-by-step tutorial, or we will do a sped-up version for our first video for the season. What I'm doing is I'm taking a little bit of my phthalo blue and a little bit of the titanium white, mixing those 2 together. I'm just going to come right up here and start working in a nice little sky background here. And remember, the bottom coat that we put on is kind of an acrylic version of a liquid clear. Alright, and we're going to take our fan brush here, load up with just some titanium white. We'll come up in here. We're going to decide where we're going to have a few little clouds living. So maybe we've got one. Maybe we got one living right around in this area right here. So I'm just going to it's okay if some of that blue kind of mixes in. small, what I call floaters living around in this area here. Maybe this one here just goes all the way off the canvas up here. And maybe there's a couple more right in here. There we go. Just gonna I think I'm going to leave that kind of a bluish gray color to the clouds here and go with that. I'll wash this brush really quick. There we go. And now I think we're going to have, I couldn't decide if I wanted to have a mountain scene in this or not. I was thinking of doing a mountain scene. I think we're going to do something maybe a little bit different. But you know what I will do? Yes, I will. I am going to have a mountain scene in this. So let's grab the old palette knife. We're going to get a little bit of the Rains Gray. Not much, just a little bit. Come right over here and we can mix this up some colors. Get a little bit of the titanium white mixed in with it. Get a nice kind of a gray marbly color. Pull it out just with the corner of the palette knife, just with the top edge here. Alright, I think we're going to have a little mountain. Maybe we're going to have a mountain living. Yeah, it's going to come right off the side of the canvas here. Just a little small mountain. Right about here. There we go. It's going to be off in the distance. There we go. Alright, let me just dab it a little bit on a paper towel here just to make sure it's kind of dry. And we're just going to come up here, we're going to grab right on the edge here. And a little hair there. There's a lot of hairs tonight. Some of these are new brushes, so I'm really getting a lot of loose hairs. There we go. Now this is off in the distance, so I want these mountains to be kind of faint. So I'm pulling off some of that excess paint. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put just a light layer maybe an earth tone layer over it. Maybe a little bit of a snow top. Just decide when I get to it. Alright, I'm going to pull up just to kind of give a little bit of an indication of a misty area right here. Alright, not bad. Alright, now what we're going to have, I think we're going to have maybe some nice big trees in this area right here, and then maybe some grassy areas coming off to the side here. We're going to take just a short, quick break. I want to make some, I'm going to add some more color to my canvas here, onto my palette, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to do a little bit of. This is going to be a darker color, maybe a late afternoon, early evening scene. So we're going with kind of a darker blue sky. Maybe it's an early morning, so either early morning, late evening, and we got some kind of bluish gray clouds moving in. Maybe there's some nice rain clouds that's building up, getting ready for a nice little rainstorm. We're going to come in, we're going to put in some trees, and maybe we'll have a little waterfall feature moving into it, but we'll be right back. I'm going to go work on my palette here and get a couple of my brushes cleaned. I need to get a couple extra brushes going here, and we'll be right back. So don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. During the break, I just went ahead and worked on adding in a few things here. We added a nice tree right here in the center. Went ahead and went in and put some foliage on that. Over a darker, which was a mixture of the phthalo green and a little bit of the grass green mixed in with it. And then of course it picked up some of the other colors behind it, which gave it kind of a natural background highlight. Then I came in and with a little bit of mixture of the grass green, bright green, and phthalo green kind of mixed in with these, I started laying in a grassy feature here, and then just kind of tapping in some bushes in the background here, and the feel around the tree. I want to show you this right here. We started this painting probably about 30 minutes ago or so, maybe a little longer, and that was when I first put the little clear coat backing on it. And just want to show you, it is still kind of tacky to the touch, still kind of wet to the touch, but not as wet as I want it to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, because I'm going to start working on I think I'm going to start working on a waterfall feature right here, so I didn't go too dark with this. I'll start working on a little waterfall feature right here, maybe coming in from the back here, a little stream into a nice little waterfall feature right here. So I'm going to just go ahead and kind of moisten this down. And what I'm going to do, instead of using a brush on this, well actually I'll go ahead, make sure this brush is kind of dry. I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of scrub in this moisture here, this water. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab a little bit of paper towel, just a little piece of paper towel, one piece, and I'm just going to just dab it. I'll wipe it just a little bit, not much. There we go. Just grab my fan brush, and I'm going to grab some of the phthalo blue. Come right here, a good bit, and get just a touch of that, a little bit more of the titanium white. Well, let's get just a little bit more on this. I want to go kind of a bright blue. I don't want it to be the same as our sky up there. I want it to be a nice, bright, bluish color. Let's go ahead and grab a little bit more. Give it a good white tone here. Alright. And now we're going to decide where our little stream and waterfall is going to live. And I think it's going to live. I don't think it's going to live right in here. So I'm just going to just start working with it coming off the, maybe it's coming off the canvas here. Alright, now when our string gets right here, we're just going to maybe it hits right here and just kind of lands on a little bit and falls on down. Alright, there we go, nice. A little bit more of that color. We're going to call this our ugly stage of the painting right now. What I'm doing, I'm basically just getting some paint on the canvas. I'll show you a little trick here in just a second. Once I get the paint on the canvas, just kind of spreading it out all over the canvas. And like I said, I wanted this one to have some dark, like an evening or early morning tone. Alright, once again we're going to wash that brush. And I'm going to grab again a 1-inch brush. Got a good dry 1-inch brush here. And for this you want to make sure that it's dry, there's no paint on it, no moisture. You want it to be good and dry. And just come in tap. Now I'm having to go back in and grab a little extra color because I want to kind of fill in the section down here. Now I'm going to go just a tad darker. Grass green mixed in it, not much. I'll grab some of this burnt sienna. We're just going to mix these two colors together right here on the brush. A little bit more of that Rains Gray. And we're just going to come right up here to the titanium white. And we're going to double load our brush. And we're going to come in and notice here, you notice that our highlight is on this side of the tree, so we want to keep that same feature going. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to have, maybe this is going to be coming off of the canvas here. So we're just going to start right here and right there, just like so. And maybe it's got an extra branch coming in right here. Alright, now we'll come back in with our liner brush and we'll add some branches onto this. Grab a little bit more of this color. And again, we're going to double load. I'm going to keep that same highlight feature going. And maybe this one's going to go right here. Goes right off the canvas. Maybe this one's got a friend that lives, maybe it's got a friend that lives right about here. And you know what, we'll give this one here a nice big branch right here. This is a big one. Nice big one here. And of course, as I said before, by double loading the brush, you're able to go in there and get your highlights put in all in one hit without having to go back. And we're gonna go ahead and give this little tree some life. And it's going to pick up some of that color from the trunk. I'm going to show you what we're going to do here in just a second. There we go. I know it's kind of hard to see that right now because it's blending into the background, but that's fine. We're going to come over here. You know what? We're going to go ahead and give this little guy over here some life too. Nice little painting, full of life. Picking up some of the color from the water there, and that's okay. Just gives us some highlight. Putting that mixture that we put on here at the beginning of the painting has stayed, it has stayed really really moist. I mean, it has dried some, but it has kept a good bit of the moisture to it. A good bit of the moisture content has stayed. Maybe this here is, we've actually got maybe two trees in one. Well, a smaller tree coming off and a larger one over here on this side. Reaching over here and shaking hands with our larger tree. Alright, I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to kind of give us a little bit of highlighting. I want that darker color to keep blending through. And we'll come up here and we'll just, same thing, get a little bit of highlight on this one. Again, I don't want it to be super bright. Like I said, this is supposed to be like maybe an early morning or late evening scene. Just like so. You know, I think we're going to call this one just about finished. I'm going to come back in. Of course, right here, you know I got to have birds in every one of my paintings, so I got to come back here. We're going to add some birds to that, and to do that, we will use one of our small liner brushes. Let me reach in my drawer here, grab a nice little liner brush. I think this little round liner right here will work fine. And I'm going to grab my spray bottle of water, and I'm going to moisten these colors right here. And I'm going to grab some of the Rains Gray. I'm going to go over here and get a little bit of that titanium white mixture in with it. Just go right here, and you can see that it's almost starting to run a little bit, and that's fine. And just basically just rolling the brush through the paint. And now we're going to decide where we're going to have a few of our little birds living. Maybe we've got one way off in the distance up here, just a little dot. You can barely see it. Let's get a little bit closer. We'll get a little bit more into it. Maybe up here on this side up here we've got maybe one right there. Yeah, so get a little bit closer. Maybe there's a nice big one right here. Just coming in. Get a little bit more of that darker color on there. There we go. And let's see, maybe we've got one. Maybe we got one right there. And oh, I don't know. Let's see, maybe a nice big one right there coming out in front of the mountain. That one's getting up closer. You can see it. Maybe there's a big old eagle coming in. Alright, now let's see. Maybe there's one coming in right about there. We're gonna fill our sky up with birds. It's early morning. They're coming in for, maybe they're coming into this little pond area down here to find us some fish. Just grab a little bit more of this water here. back there. There's one right there. Yeah, we got one right here, and then maybe another one right there. And oh, I don't know, let's see. Maybe we'll put one more right back here. Oh, what the heck. Let's put one more right here. Coming in. There we go. Alright, now. And another thing we're going to do is I'm going to come right. They're going to come right here. It's going to be hard to see because it's up in the tree here. But I think we're going to come right in here. Maybe right up here. And it's just hard to see. We're just going to put just the indication. Hard to see it. Just a nice little shadow there. Maybe there's a little squirrel sitting up there in that tree. Sitting right there on that branch. And you know what? Oh, let's have some more birds coming in. That's not enough birds. This is a nice early morning picture. A lot of birds coming in. There's one right there. Another one coming in from right there. Oh, let's put a nice few little dots up here. We got a whole flock of them coming in from the back right there. Right here, maybe. Oh, what the heck? Let's put one. Let's put one more right there. Whole flock of birds coming in. All right. Got a nice big one right here. This was the granddaddy of all of them. There's a nice big eagle coming in. Or maybe he's leaving. It looks like tail feathers right there. Maybe he's flying away. All right. I think we're going to call this one about done. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to grab some of this red ochre. Didn't use much of the red ochre today, just a little bit. I mixed just a little bit in when I was working on the tree and everything earlier. I mixed just a tad of red ochre in with it, but not a lot. We used red ochre. We're going to use it to sign with today, so we'll come right down here. And I think we're going to go right here and alright, we're going to call this one finished. We're going to call this one an early morning, maybe it's an early morning sunrise. The sun hasn't quite come up over the mountains yet. It's up high enough that we've got a nice an early morning blue sky. The sun's not quite up, maybe the moon's still way off, and it's still kind of dark. But we've got just that hint of a sunrise coming in. So it's still nice and dark out. So we have our nice dark green foliage. And just a few trees here, a little waterfall feature coming into a little water basin here. A lot of green grass, moss, and everything with a little mountain in the background. And of course lots and lots of birds coming in for their morning feeding. You know, they're all just getting a good start. And if you've ever listened early in the mornings, you hear the birds out singing and chirping. And if you look out, you see birds flying all over the place. You know, they're going out, they're getting their early morning feeding. So we're going to call this one finished. Hope you've enjoyed this one. And again, bear with me on the changes that we're making with the cameras. I'm working with a few different setups here, a couple of older cameras. Of course, I've got my more professional camera that I'm using as well. Not sure how that's going to work out. I'm using it more for close-ups. So I may go back to the original format, or I may stick with this. It depends on how it works out. So bear with me on the changes that we're working on this, and I hope you enjoy Season 2 of Painting with Mr. Bates.